Zoomed up. So, where we ended off yesterday was order of operations, and I wasn't gonna do any more on it in the main class, but it's like one of the easiest things to fuck up on. And like, that's where most mistakes are made later on. So I figured we'd come up, like, just come up with a bunch of problems and work through them. Let's see, let's do. Yeah, let's start with that. So we can throw up our, please excuse my dumbass sibling. PEMDAS. And we don't have any parentheses or exponents. So we can just X that shit out. Now, multiplication and division happen at the same time, so we're gonna go left to right. So I'm only gonna do change one part at a time. 5 times 6 comes first. And I still have more multiplication and division, so I will keep going. 30 divided by 2 is 15. So the part that's changing each line is in red. I don't know if that shows up well on Zoom. I hope it does. Let's see, and then we still got more multiplication. So we've got 15 times 3 is, if you work that out, it's 45. And we have minus 9. And that's going to wrap up our multiplication and division. So even though it's multiplication and division, this division happened before this multiplication. Okay, it's important. Keep that in mind. Then we go to addition and subtraction. We're going to go left to right. 3 plus 45 is 48 minus 9. And then 48 minus 9 will be 39. And that should be our answer. If only Senzi were here, she could figure out how to do this. Have that when the blind back there open and start straight up, it's like me walking. We are going over some more order of operations because that's the most likely spot to make mistakes throughout this entire course. And since we haven't covered a whole lot of other algebra yet, what else have we got? Let's put some back fraction shit in there. Let's put a big fraction bar in there. Let's do 5 minus 3 squared. Let's see. Times 2 plus 20. And then we will square that. And then we will say minus 1. That'll be our top. And let's see what we put on bottom. We will put, let's do 6 squared times. No, let's not do times. Divided by 2 plus, no, let's do minus first. Minus 12 plus 42. Why don't you guys try that? That's what we're here for, give you guys practice, I don't need to do all the work. Try doing that, you can work with each other if you'd like, and we'll discuss it all in a second. Good answer, Chris. Did you get an answer? Did you get? I get something different. I think, but I'm trying to do it all in my head. What? There's another minute, we'll I think the answer is 1, but we'll find out. All right, does anybody need more time? Are you still working? I can go a little longer, I'd rather you all make sure. Go along with what's going on, or if you hit a stumbling block. Maybe you notice that we have a parentheses, we need to do everything inside that parentheses first. So I'm kind of like, I'm gonna make like another PEMDAS just to cross off for that list. And I'm gonna go through that one separately. So let's just put this off to the side and do it separately. So the first thing, there's no parentheses inside that other parentheses, so I don't need that one. And then the first operation is going to be exponents. So I got 3 squared is 9. And now I don't have any more exponents, so I can cross off my E. And multiplication and division, I only have 1. So I've got 5 minus 9 times 2 is 18. Plus 20. And that'll finish up MD for in the parentheses, and then I've got addition subtraction. 5 minus 18 is negative 13. And then negative 13 plus 20 is 7. So this entire thing up here, I can just replace with 7. And we can go back to our normal list. So I'll put a little box around that, that was side work. So now we gotta do the tops and bottoms separately. We should start with doing what's squared or the exponents. There's no more parentheses here. So the first thing is I've got 7 squared, and 7 squared is 49. And I still got a minus 1 up there. And then I've got 6 squared is 36. I got divided by 2 minus 12 plus 42. Now I've hit my exponents and I can go on to multiplication and division. The top doesn't have any, so it's gonna stay the same. It's gonna be 49 minus 1. Although in reality, I'd probably do that all at once if I wasn't teaching this. 36 divided by 2 is 18. So that took care of 36 divided by 2. And now we just have addition and subtraction left. So on the top, 49 minus 1 is 48. 18 minus 2 is 6 on bottom, and then we still got plus 42. And when I add those up, I get 48 on top and 48 on bottom. And 48 divided by 48 is 1. I planned that. Even though I made that up right now, I'm pretty proud of myself. I'm almost off the screen. Any questions? Did you guys get something, get the same, or did you, or if you didn't, do you know, can you spot where you made your mistake?
I got 48, but it was because I forgot the -1.
Minus 1.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a lesson to be learned there. This is a common trait, a habit in students. To not copy down stuff that you didn't use. Like there's a lot of work getting this 49, but if you don't copy down everything else, you can lose even just the -1. So it's really like, it takes more writing, but you're gonna avoid mistakes if you write it out. Right. All right, let's see what madness I can do next. Oh, I don't think we've gone hard enough. Let's make fractions within fractions. Ooh, yeah, division within division. I'm not gonna do this well, so this is gonna suck. Let's do 36 over 2 times 9 minus 5 over. Ooh, I don't know. 1 plus 2 squared. All over, let's do 3 squared minus 2 squared divided by 5 plus 4 squared minus 3 squared over 7. So I'll let you work on it, but the pro tip here, what you need to do is to make sure you focus on each of the smaller fractions first, get them as simplified as you can. And then work from there. It's a little early for that, David. Let's see, we got Chris, we got Alexia, we got Senzi, we got Paxton. Erica? Annika. My bad. Oh, shit, there's an Erica in here too. I knew it had there's a cut in it. Salvador? Yeah, okay. It's easier to learn names when there's only a handful. I have 40. I'm like, I have to take roll every day if I'm gonna try to learn everybody's name, and that just slows down class. Or I do questions. You're done? Really? What'd you get? Let's see what I get. I did not get 180. I think it's 1/2, but again, I'm doing this in my head, so. You might be right. 1/8 might be exactly correct. I've been known to make mistakes. I try to do all this as much as I can in my head. And then I work it out on paper. You know, people say count sheep to go to sleep. That doesn't work for me. I calculated squares in my head up to like, I got to 40. And I was just tired. It's hard to do in your head. It's really hard to do in your head once you get past like 15. I would say past 10, but I'm so used to seeing like 11 or 15 that I know what their answers are. See you go. Is that what you got? So either we're both right or we're both wrong.
Probably both.
Just relevant, huh? Since he's cursed, she always has it on her desk behind her, and it always reminds me of like a Chinese to-go carton. Like the folds on the side remind me of like clearly it would be on its side and it wouldn't be beige, but a tan, but
But you're gonna say something cute like the sunshine, like, oh, Chinese to go to dates.
the sunshine. Is it? Looks like brown to tannish to me. The yellow, am I just that bad at colors?
Mustard.
Okay, so an ugly yellow.
Yeah. I actually agree, just like, yeah, ugly, just kidding.
It's not a bad color, it's just for yellow, it's not yellow, it's an ugly yellow. It's a dirty yellow, like a dirty blonde. All right, so let's go through these. Looks like no one else is writing, so we'll go along the lines. 36 is gonna, I'll leave the same. I've got 2 times 9, I'm gonna deal with that right now, that's 18. And that'll be that fraction, and I'll do more with it in a second. The 5 is gonna be the 1 plus 2 squared turns into 1 plus 4. So 1 plus 4 is 5. And over here, I've got 3 squared is 9 minus 2 squared is 4. So 9 minus 4 is 5. That'll be the top half of this fraction over here. And then I've got 4 squared is 16 minus 3 squared is 9, so that's 7. So I've got 7, look, that's a plus, 7 over 7 there. So if I do some division, I got 36 over 18 is 2, minus 5 over 5 is 1. We just said 5 over 5 is 1, and 7 over 7 is 1. So we got 2 minus 1 is 1, and 1 plus 1 is 2. Did I go too fast? Did everybody follow? Didn't you make it worse? So you would have had 7 plus 1. That's why you got the 8. All right, let's see what other madness I can wing right now. I'm done trying to make it pretty. We're done with pretty numbers. 1/2 is pretty. Let's go with oh, you guys did fractions. Let's use some fractions here. Rude. Let's see. Let's make it better. Let's do minus 2 cubed and let's say plus 1 squared. Let's do that. Yeah, that's how I roll. Just to throw you off. That's an excellent question. Are these parentheses doing anything? This one is because there's a square. But these parentheses are just for show. There you go.
Just two better.
Can't help it. Now, if I did this as I intended, I think I got a 1. When I made lecture notes for this class, it was when like the first semester I started teaching, basically. Well, no. This has grown from the pre-algebra and stuff. But still early. Now I'm teaching a class I've never taught before, and I looked at the content, I'm like, I know all this shit, all I'm doing is right. My lecture notes are just the name of the content that I need to teach. I'm like, this is easy, this is much easier. It takes a long time to do like a whole notebook full of notes to prep for a class. You can just write down names and wing it. I hope you don't fuck up too bad. Oh, so are you doodling or are you working? You're a little bit more time. I wonder why they put plexiglass up ever. Like anyone that's been in the room in a restaurant with a smoker in another section of the restaurant knows that fucking walls and glass doesn't do a goddamn thing if there's any opening for smoke to go around it. Same concept with the pandemic. If someone's sick in the room, and if it goes far enough, I ain't gonna stop it. It's gonna go right around it. Now you have deflector shields. All right. So what do we got? Let's do our PEMDAS. I'm gonna put it up here because I took so much room to write that out that I didn't leave a lot of room. We have to do inside the parentheses each first. So let's just start in this parentheses. If we follow through the things, PEMDAS on this one, I have to start with exponents. Exponents gets us 2 squared is 4 and 3 squared is 9. When you have a fraction and you put a square on it, it's the same thing as the individual pieces squared. So I have that, and then I still have and in the other one, let's get rid of all the cubes over there, cubes and squares. 4 squared is 16. 3 squared is 9. 2 cubed is 8. And 1 squared is 1. So we got rid of all our exponents in each thing, and now we got to do a multiplication. Now, multiplying with fractions, this when they are all multiplied together, as long as there's no addition or subtraction between them is a better way of saying it. We can cancel shit out that appears on top and bottom. So I see a 4 here, I can cancel that 4 out with that one. And I see a 9 here, I can cancel that 9 out with that one, making sure I leave a 1 each time. This 5 will cancel with that 5. And this 7 will cancel with that 7. So what I'm left with is 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. And over here we have 16 minus 9 is 7. 7 minus 8 is -1. And -1 plus 1 is 0. So we finished inside the parentheses, all the multiplication division, it's done. We go back outside, we gotta follow order of operations. Exponents, we gotta do exponents first. Exponents says to do this one, so 1 cubed is 1. And 0 squared is 0. So we finished our exponents, there's no multiplication or division. And we have addition, subtraction, 1 minus 0 is of course 1. Everyone good on that? That's way harder than anything I'm gonna put on the buck test. That's the good thing. Do the whole hard shit in class, make the test easier. What page is that? Are you good, Victor? Are you still watching? Can you hear me? Are you working on these two?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'll see what it is. If you're talking, I don't hear it, which would confuse me because I should.
No?
Can you hear me now?
What do we want to do now?
Interesting idea.
Yeah, I
Or-
can hear you.
To a college extension class.
Hmm. That's not gonna be pretty. I don't even know what it's gonna be. Maybe we should just go with squared. I don't know how big a numbers I'm generating here. Oh, that's. What's that? Parentheses within parentheses. Chat about that. Let's see. He's here. Oh, wow, they can hear each other, but there's 2 people on there. Hi, Erica. Hi, Victor. But I cannot hear either of them. Why?
Can you hear me?
I can hear Erica.
Try talking again, if you guys don't mind.
Hello.
Hi, how you doing? Hello.
That's weird. He can't hear us.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you're all saying nothing but nice things. We can't hear you. I will have to email and see what I can do about getting that fixed.
Oh, you glitch.
You'd be surprised. I have occasionally students that talk shit about me in the back of the classroom usually. They're usually the ones that aren't paying attention. They ultimately end up getting an F anyway, so. Right? You're busy talking shit, you ain't paying attention. Well, that's kind of cool. That allows them to work together. They can talk to each other and it doesn't interrupt the class. That's almost a good thing in its own ways. They just have to say something on chat. That is something you don't see every day, someone needle pointing in class. Then, my bad, not needle point, kidding. It's still something you don't see every day. That is the smallest bottle of water. What's it say on it? I have no idea what this answer is, so I can't tell you what it is. Maybe I should try working it out. Let's see if I can do this in my head. Oh, this is already rough. Okay, let's check this one. Oh, that's even anything worse. Let's see. Yeah. So 121 over 225 plus 289 over 144. Yeah, that's gonna be. Let's calculate what at some point. Now, I think before you start doing the big square or adding this up inside, I got 121 over 225 plus 289 over 144. Is that right? Ah, yeah, that's where I'm done. I'm not trying to get a common denominator with that shit. All right, so what are we doing here? Let's get a common denominator for the inner fractions first. We are doing PEMDAS, but we have parentheses within parentheses. So let's do the inner set of parentheses first. So to get a common denominator, 5 and 3 have nothing in common, so I can just multiply the other fraction by the denominator, which means take this 5, multiply this one by 5 over 5, take this 3 and multiply this one by 3 over 3. And I can do the same thing in this one. This will have a 3 over 3 times that one and a 4 over 4 times that one. And once I put those together, I have, well, let's do the substep here. I have 9 over 15 minus 20 over 15 squared plus 21 over 12 minus 4 over 12 squared. And that's all in parentheses getting squared. We're all good with that, I hope. Everyone got that? And now we can combine like term. We have a like fraction, so we can put this together. 9 minus 20 is negative 11 on top, 15 on bottom, squared. 21 minus 4 is on top. I got 17 over 12, and that's squared. And then this is squared. So we've gotten everything done but except doing division on the inside of the inner fractions. And this doesn't divide anymore, so we really can't clean that up without making ugly decimals. So we're just gonna stop there. Don't go to decimals if you can avoid it till the end. So I will now start looking at the bigger parentheses. Doing the bigger parentheses, I got something squared plus something squared. I need to address those two squares. So I have, when I distribute, negative 11 squared over 15 squared plus 17 squared over 12 squared. squared. So this gets me, I'm gonna have negative 121 on the top of this one. This is 15 squared. I'm gonna break this down into 3 times 5 squared. And I'm gonna write this as 3 squared times 5 squared. Because I can see that I'm not gonna have a common denominator easily. And if I just go to the big numbers, 15 squared is 225. If I go with 225 here and 144 here, it's gonna be harder for me to find a common denominator. So I'm gonna try to leave them broken up as they are. 17 squared was 289. 12 squared is 3 times 4 squared, and then so 3 times 2 times 2 squared. So I've got 2 to the 4th power times 3 squared. Now this is all squared. Having done that, to get a common denominator, I don't need to do 225 times one of the fractions and 144 times the other fraction. I just need to look for what's missing in these. The 225 and the 144, if I break them down in terms of their numbers, I've got 3 squared times 5 squared. This one's got 3 squared times 2 to the 4th. The lowest common denominator is going to have something from each column. 3 squared times 5 squared times 2 to the 4th. I don't know what that is, but the important thing is, if I do this little table like I did, I don't know if I showed you guys this table. Did I? On the fraction day, the first day? I can grab what's in the gaps and use that as my multiplier. So the 225 is missing 2 to the 4th. 2 to the 4th power is 2, 4, 8, 16. This one's missing 16 times 16. And the 144 is missing 5 squared, and that's a 25. So I'll multiply this one by 25. Now this is gonna get ugly, and I'm not gonna do 16 times 121 in my head. I draw the line when I start hitting triple digits. 16 times 121. And I put negative. That is wrong. That's positive. Negative 11 times negative 11 is positive 121. Look at that. Made a mistake already, right out the gate. I don't know what this is. Let's figure it out. 144 times 25. 3,600 down there. And then 289 times 25. All right, so 7,225 plus 1936. 9161 squared over 3,600. Let's see, if it reduces, it's going to be divisible by a 2, a 3, or a 5. I can tell right away it's not divisible by a 2 or a 5, because that's in with an even or a 0 or a 5. To do the divisibility rules for 3s, add up the digits and see if the number is divisible by 3. 9 plus 1 is 10, plus 6 is 16, plus 1 is 17. 17 is not divisible by 3, so 9161 is not divisible by 3. They don't have anything in common. So the answer is going to be whatever those are squared. I would probably leave it as that unless the teacher asks for a final answer. This is, see, when you don't plan it out, this is what you get. And I would probably leave it as that. I might put in like what it might approximate equal. approximately 6.48. That just gives me an idea of what it is, but the exact answer is that. There's my ugly number for the day. All right, let's take like a, I don't know. Shit, that went all the way up to 259. Look at that. I could plan that shit and I totally didn't. Here's your 10-minute break.
Yeah, I'm not going.
Let me hit stop recording on this.